Welcome to L'Opinion. Bienvenue à L'Opinion. As promised, we're bringing you some of our lovely guests back to the show to speak about relationships. And today we actually have a man on the show, which is awesome because we'll be able to have a man perspective as well on relationships. Our guest today.
Donc on retrouve Roxane, Jomoke et désormais Luko.
Now, Luko.
Yes.
And the lovely ladies. The first question I think we should ask you is, are you in a relationship or have you ever been in a relationship?
For me, I've been to 2 relationships, and it was great. It was like a lot of commitment, understanding, and honesty. It was great, but it was tough. And then still, I'm friends with one of them, but it's life.
Yeah. How about you, Roxane?
I'm married. So
this is lovely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
I actually was at your wedding. It was lovely.
Me, never. I've never been in a relationship.
Oh, wow.
You've never been in a relationship?
No, unless grade 1 counts, but that was so long ago. But no, I've never, and grade 7, but that doesn't count. So.
How old are you?
I'm turning 23.
Okay.
Wow.
That's really interesting, especially here in North America. Is it a personal choice or is it I don't want to ask why, but I mean, how is that you're not in a relationship? I mean, you're cute, your hair's on point. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't like certain things that come along with being in relationships, and I'm just content being by myself right now. So, I don't know.
And so it's interesting because you're saying that you don't like a lot of things that come with being in a relationship. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
For one, I feel like in relationships, you have to be able to give yourself to someone else. First of all, there's still things that I need to learn about myself first. So there's still things that I need to work on within myself. So I don't want to be with someone when I have issues that I need to work on. I don't want to be in a position where I have to give up my morals, like sex, for instance. And yeah, I have a lot of friends who are in relationships, and I see a lot of things that I'm just like, you know what? I don't think relationships right now are for me. So.
I mean, you're a really pretty girl. I'm sure that there's been some people that have tried, and so how does that work when they approach you? What do you say, if I may ask?
I say thanks, but no thanks. It's just, I don't know. I know what I want. I'm really focused in school right now. I can't balance the two. So for me, it's like I know my end goal. And maybe when I'm done school, when I'm done my studies, then I'll consider having a boyfriend. But right now, I'm so focused on school that, you know what? A boy, I don't.
Your parents must be really proud.
My mama loves me.
Et toi, Roxane, tu dis donc tu es mariée, ça fait combien de temps là maintenant?
Coutumièrement 2 ans, religieux 1 année, bientôt, le mois prochain.
D'accord. Est-ce que tu as vu qu'il y a un changement entre la relation qui a précédé le mariage et celle qui a suivi? Est-ce que tu vois que c'est une relation qui est différente?
C'est à l'opposé, oui. Ah, c'est des opposés. Mais
peut-être qu'on devrait clarifier une relation actuelle avec ton
mari ou avant le mariage et quand on
mariage.
était mariés, ou parce qu'elle a parlé de relation avant et
c'est ça, donc avec la même personne avant en relation et avec le mariage, c'est ça. Parce que là on parle de relation amoureuse. Donc
j'ai eu la chance de pas vraiment expérimenter je sens pas la différence juste parce que mon mari c'est quelqu'un qui était très committed before and he's still committed after, tu vois. Je vois pas vraiment la différence, c'est juste le status et le fait qu'on est dans la même maison maintenant. Mais sinon, pas vraiment.
Deep.
Donc, avant le mariage, vous n'habitiez pas ensemble?
Non.
Il n'y a jamais eu de colocation?
Non.
Est-ce que c'était un choix personnel ou c'était... c'est clair que c'est un choix personnel. Est-ce que c'était un choix qui était motivé par des valeurs ou c'était juste par rapport à la distance ou quoi que ce soit?
C'est les valeurs numéro 1 parce que je viens d'un background où que la majorité... Je suis d'un background africain. Majorité du temps pour les Africains, it's like you're not even supposed to have a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? So living together, it's like c'est du non. Et puis c'était quelque chose aussi que moi non plus je croyais pas en ça d'aller habiter avec quelqu'un qui m'a pas mariée. Parce que ben, si j'habite avec lui, il n'y a pas besoin de venir me marier après, comme je suis déjà là, you know. But, non, c'est juste après le mariage coutumier, parce que dans ma culture, coutumièrement, tu es sa femme. Le religieux, tu le fais si tu veux faire le gros mariage, right? Mais comme après le coutumier, on habite ensemble. Ça nous a permis d'économiser pour préparer pour le religieux.
C'est intéressant ce que tu dis, mais est-ce que... Parce qu'il y a beaucoup de gens qui se disent on ne connaît pas vraiment la personne avec qui on est tant qu'on n'a pas habité avec elle.
OK. C'est vrai, mais en même temps, c'est comme... C'est un choix que tu dois faire. Est-ce que tu vas aller habiter avec la personne, puis après commencer à faire du bruit parce qu'il ne veut pas te donner ta bague de mariage? Ou tu vas aller habiter avec la personne, puis te rendre compte que, you know what, OK, I want to go forward, ou je veux pas être là. C'est parce que souvent, nous, les femmes, écoutez, la réalité, c'est que la majorité des filles veulent un mariage, veulent être mariées, et l'homme gets comfortable. Like, if you give everything to him, he gets comfortable. Et puis, les hommes, c'est des chasseurs de nature. Like, he wants to chase after something. Si tu lui donnes tout maintenant, tu sais, ça... Je veux pas paraître trop stéréotype là, de ce que je dis, mais c'est juste que si tu veux aller prendre la chance de vous connaître en habitant avec la personne, it means that si tu es correct avec, then tu vas t'y faire, mais si tu n'es pas correct, tu vas partir. Mais la réalité, c'est que les personnes sont différentes l'une de l'autre. Le mariage, c'est no matter what, you're staying there. Tu comprends? Les gens aiment avoir l'option de partir. Je pense que c'est ça l'affaire, la possibilité de partir. Mais quand tu te maries, c'est comme for better, for worse.
C'est intéressant ça, et on va revenir là-dessus, mais on va laisser Luku un peu nous parler, if you want to give your opinion on that a little bit.
I'm going to add to that. See, the thing is, that's what I like what she said. As for men, I'm going to speak on behalf of the men, that if, you know, women give us everything, and it's true, we tend to like be lazy at the end. We tend to like, okay, if we have like, we're leaving with you, we had sex before, you give me money and everything, then there's no other ways for me to get to know you. So that's why I think it's good what she says. If you give us a little bit, then we chase for the other things. And that's what creates better men. Because, you know, everyone has like, you know, a bad side. You know, nobody's perfect. So, but how to create a good man is to give us less and give us more at the end. And at the end, I mean like after like years of years. Now, one thing is, personally, I don't believe you have to get married to be with someone, but I also believe that you don't have to live with someone, you know, right away to get to know them. So you can get to know them like, you know, by just, you know, living on your own, you know, planning goals together, you know, saying like my fears. Like I always tell people, put your fears before happiness. You know, if I tell you my fears, then at the end, if something's going wrong in my life, you're not going to be surprised. Like, oh, you didn't tell me you had problems. You didn't tell me you were scared of that. So that way all the happiness will come after. People tend to like give a story at the beginning, you know, like the fairy tales. And at the end, that's when they show the other side. And that's why I break up relationships. So I think, you know, fears before happiness.
Do you think that, as we were talking about in a past show about how sometimes watching television and stuff like this, an ideal of relationship on television, whether it's via the Kardashians or any other reality TV show like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, all of this, is it okay, especially in a show like The Bachelorette where you test the product before you know, marrying it, and test multiple products at the same time? Do you think that it's okay to stay with a person who cheats on us?
You want to go for it? I'm going to add to that. See, like for example, that's really great at like 23, you be able to like know what you want. And I think that's what shows like that, the bad message they're passing to, you know, like this girl, we're forgetting about that part. Let's say the girl or the guy is going around with like 50 people and then she's kissing them, she's chilling with them, she's doing whatever except like, you know, who knows if they're not having sex. And then she get to choose that last person. But for me, I'm like, you have to go through all that in front of me for me to get you, you know? And that's the part that I was saying earlier. if you give me everything, you show me that side that if you get vulnerable. For me, I think those shows like vulnerability, because you know you have to go to everybody to get to me. And then when we watch that show to base on real life, I don't think that's good. And I think if you could hold yourself for one person, you don't have to go through like she's doing. You don't have to go through every guy to find out the one. Focus on yourself. Do what you have to do for yourself. If that person is meant to be, God's gonna send him to you. And then you're not gonna like chase that person. You know, God doesn't give you direction through other people. You know, God gives you direction by saying, do your own thing, and then your strength and your courage will reward you with a person that will understand you, be with you.
I agree with what he said, and also, for example, The Bachelorette or The Bachelor, that show, I remember, I don't watch it. I've tried to watch it, it's just not my thing. And I remember reading at some point the guy had chosen a girl, he proposed to her, and then after we found out the guy was still cheating or something on the side, and they were creating a whole fuss about it. But the guy's been cheating the whole time during the show. And I'm just like, okay, they're creating all this thing about who he was cheating. This guy, you know that he goes and kisses different girls, probably does stuff on off cameras with different girls. But then you as a woman, you're looking eyes on the prize. So you put up with that. And all these TV realities like Love and Hip Hop, where you have these girls that are married to musicians or whatever, and these guys have baby mamas, they're cheating, but then the guy only refers to you as his baby mama. He never refers to you as his girl or his wife. It's always my baby mama. And then the guy's always cheating. You catch him several times, and then you're like, I've been with him 15 years. Well, you've been 15 years with this guy, and he keeps on cheating every time. Why are you getting mad every time? Because his ways are not changing, right? So I think that these kind of shows, unfortunately, my generation, girls give it up too easily. Girls settle for crap, sorry for the term, but it's for that. And I think it's because we have issues. I don't even blame guys anymore. I blame us because we find it okay to just go with somebody else's man. Like, we don't think about the other girl. We're thinking about our goals or whatever we want. And I think it's a problem that we have and us women have to deal with. As much as we can blame these TV shows, women are not the women that our mothers were or our grandmothers were. Like,
can you just add to that a little bit?
For sure.
No, I'm really loving your show. It's great to like, cause you know, it's obviously like we don't know how you guys really think when you're by yourself. So I always tell my, fellas, like, you know when that woman cried, you walk away, turn around, and you see how much pain she has. A lot of guys tend to do that. You're having a fight, the girl cries, you leave. But if you actually turn around, you see she's crying to stay with you. And with all this you're saying, it's so true. But see, I don't only blame the women. I blame the guys. I'm like, if you go clubbing, you find a girl that easy to get. Don't give her that, like challenge her, tell her like, yo, you're too easy. Because the thing I've noticed when I go on trips, I see girls the way they dress. I'm like, oh, there's no, she have a boyfriend or she have a dad or a brother? Because I tell my sister and my cousins, like, you can't dress like that. If you think a guy's gonna give you a ring, or if that's what you're looking for, he's not gonna give it to you. And then I've noticed the guys tell them what they wanna hear. And then that they think like, I'm beautiful, you know what you're talking about, look cool. But then I'm like, when they talk to me, they don't come tell me like, yo, her eyes look beautiful, her hair looks nice. The only thing they keep talking about is that dress that you bought at Victoria's Secret or whatever you were wearing, and then they don't even know your last name, don't even remember what's your goals. And for me, I'm like, the way you portray yourself out in the public, in the eye of a man, I'm not gonna say me personally, but we don't actually care about what you're wearing. Like in most men, they wanna have fun, right? And in a good man, if you actually challenge me to, you dress properly in the club. Imagine if all the girls were dressing and none's clothing in the club. You think guys will go after girls, trying to get them home? No, they'll be actually trying to have a conversation.
But at the same time, like you said, I always say this, girls go in the club with booty shorts, and then when a guy grabs your ass, you're getting all upset. I'm sorry, but you have your butt popping, you're dancing, facing a dude, and you know what? There's a way to carry yourself as a woman, and at the end of the day, it's like, what you give is what you get, right?
If you may allow me, just to pursue on that for a couple more minutes because we're wrapping up. It's really interesting, but in today's society, especially in North America, you have feminist movements that will tell you that wearing booty shorts or wearing clothes that are considered skanky is a woman's right, and she is allowed to wear whatever she wants to express herself as a reflection of who she is or what she wants to wear. And that being said, even if a woman walks naked on the streets, no one should ever have the right to approach her or to touch her or to do anything to her, as it is her choice to do so. Now, we all have similar values. Most of us have an African or Caribbean background where we were raised a certain way. But how do you think that our young women from our community are doing now?
Well, to go back to what you said, I come from a background, a culture where girls now are more outspoken. They dress a different way. Like if it was back home, they'd never dress that way, but because it's here, and here it's freedom and whatever, like there's nobody that's gonna slap you behind your head because you're dressed a certain way. They do whatever they want, and that's fine. Do whatever you want, but then deal with the consequences. It's like a girl walking at night at 4 a.m., she gets raped. But what was she doing walking at 4 a.m. after the club was, like it's unfortunate, but the reality we live in, you cannot do certain things and expect that you'll always be safe or not judged, or so it's...
Well, do you think that men and women in our society have equal responsibilities when it comes to respect and when it comes to respect, mainly because it comes back to respect? To see a woman or a man walking at 4 a.m. on the streets, does that at the same time entitle any other person to say or to decide that they're going to go after this person, And this is a debate that is an interesting one at the same time, because it's a debate that has been happening for years now. We've assisted to walks like Take Back the Night, which is an annual walk that young women do every year to allow women to walk at night without being persecuted, without being attacked.
I'll give an example. Like in the 90s, right? The women's rights were stronger. So like when women used to be like, I don't want to be called the B word and the H word, right? Like let's say in the music industry, for an example. So then some rappers will actually like pay attention to what they say. And then nowadays, if you see videos and what she was saying, I know you have the right, and you said it too, you have the right to dress whatever you want, right? But now in this reality we live in right now, most people do not care about your rights. And that's why, imagine all those things that's being created, there will not be feminism or rallies if there was not such thing as guys raping girls or girls going after the innocent guys. So everything that's been created is because something happened. And now we cannot control the aftermath, but we can control it before that. So therefore, that even though you have the rights to dress with booty shorts, since you know that if you go to that club you're gonna get dragged by guys, then don't wear that booty short at that particular club. Look for a club that does not have guys like that. And then if every single woman or every single man doing their part, like you said, take responsibility to I'm not gonna go there because those are classy women. That way those women that dress like that we know that's what you want. So then the guys that don't know that, they don't want that, they don't want to do that club. But nowadays it's all wrapped up in one club, one community, right? So then we have so many, questions we're raising, whose fault is that? But that's life.
Now, one last thing quickly, for women that are married, or men that have been in relationships, one thing very quickly, what makes it work? If there's 3 things or there's a recipe to make it work quickly, just like that, what makes it work?
That makes what work?
A relationship work that makes a man put a ring on it.
I think, first of all, I might seem like a stereotype, but he has to be a God-fearing person, because when somebody fears God, there's a lot of stuff they won't do to you or even say to you. Second thing, I think it's honesty. And I do believe the third thing must be communication, I guess.
All right. And so we're going to wrap up.
Oui, donc on voit que c'est un sujet qui a élaboré beaucoup de débats. Mais donc voilà, merci beaucoup à nos invités. Et on se revoit donc la semaine prochaine à l'Opinion tous les mardis. Merci.